This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 519.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Hello, everybody. This is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have one next weekend, WordCamp Phoenix, February 9th and 10th, which is actually Friday and Saturday. It's in Phoenix, of course. And lo and behold, I am going to be there on the 9th, I believe. I'm going to be in Phoenix on the 8th through the 12th. The reason I'm going to Phoenix was actually before this WordCamp came up. I have a ultra run that I'm doing, an ultra marathon. So if by chance you want to just, tune in, you can actually follow along as well. I'll put a link in the show notes maybe of how to watch me run 100 kilometers. So anyway, yeah, I will be there on the 9th, the morning of the 9th for... when they open, when it starts at 8 o'clock till, 11:30 or 12, maybe through lunch. And then I got to go to Black Canyon area, pick up my registration and whatnot. But if you're in town, if you're going to go, reach out. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Miss seeing everybody in person. So WordCamp Phoenix 2024. It's at Phoenix College in Phoenix, Arizona. So that'd be cool to see you there as well. All right, moving on. Segment 1 in the news. 2 things to talk about here. One is WordPress 6.4.3 maintenance and security was released. It's an update. It fixes 5 bugs in core, 16 bug fixes in the block editor, 2 security fixes. And because it's a security release, it is highly recommended that you update your site immediately. So there's that for anything after 4.1. Yeah. So check that out. 6.4.3. Also in the news, WordCamp Asia 2024 has put out a comprehensive guide for attendees. It came out last week. I'm going to put a link in the show notes. It's about what to expect, how to get there. And tickets are selling out apparently. So check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes there as well. So that's it for that. Yeah, that's it for the news. Moving on to segment 2, meat potatoes. But first, a word from this week's sponsor. Meet MEMBERFUL, the best in-class membership software trusted by the web's biggest creators. With MEMBERFUL, you can handle the tough stuff so you can complete your builds quickly. And guess what? Your clients can focus on creating amazing content while they easily earn revenue. Now, what sets MEMBERFUL apart? It's not just a membership tool. It's a powerhouse that protects members-only content. You, as a site owner, have the flexibility to choose which subscribers get access to those exclusive areas of your website. All thanks to MEMBERFUL's server-side content protection. MEMBERFUL seamlessly integrates with WordPress, offering a range of sort codes and built-in functions. This means you can insert dynamic links, integrate MEMBERFUL data seamlessly into your WordPress theme as well. But that's not all. MEMBERFUL is all about making your life easier. It comes with built-in connections to popular tools like MailChimp, Discord, and Google Analytics. So you can reach and monetize your existing audience without having to rebuild your entire tech stack. Ready to take that plunge? Get started for free at memberful.com/kitchensink. That's memberful.com/kitchensink. Help your clients turn their passion into profit with MEMBERFUL. Right on. Thanks again. That is MEMBERFUL, memberful.com/kitchensinkwp. Yeah, I appreciate having you guys on board again. Awesome stuff there. All right, moving on. Segment 2, meat potatoes. This week, we're talking about where are they now? That's right. Over the next few months, I'm going to do a little update on where are they now, meaning people that were on this podcast, past interviewees, and just getting updates. And I've sent out 3 questions to a whole bunch of people. Some have written back already. I have some today, 3 of them, I believe. And I am waiting for some others. And so, yeah, I'm going to just kind of see where where things are at with people and whatnot. So with that, let's start off. The questions I asked, by the way, were this. Everyone gets the same 3 questions. Since our last conversation on the podcast, could you share some highlights of your professional journey? What projects or initiatives have you been involved with recently? Second question was, in the years since we last spoke, how have you personally, professionally evolved? Have there been any significant milestones or lessons you have shaped your journey? And the third question was, looking ahead, what are your current goals and aspirations? Are there any exciting projects or ventures on the horizon that you are particularly enthusiastic about? Yeah, it's a lot. And they're pretty deep questions if you ask me. So starting off with, first and foremost, Topher DeRosia. He's over at Topher One Kenobi. He was on a podcast. I'm not sure how long ago that was. It's been a while for sure. Let me take a look here real quick. When was he on the podcast? Wow. So Topher was on really early on, episode 77, back in August 17th, 2015, if you want to listen to his episode. That's a long time ago. Anyway, so in answer to his first question, since our last conversation, what's some highlights? He writes in, he says, a lot of them revolved around HeroPress, and specifically in-person events. He got into WordCamp Europe in Berlin and Portugal, WordCamp Italy, and he spoke at WordCamp Asia. HeroPress lets him meet many people from around the world, but without WordCamps, I never met them in person. At Asia alone, he met dozens of people who are dear friends now, and I would never have been able to hug in the past. So that's pretty cool. In the years since we last spoke, his professional journey has evolved in the sense that back then he called himself a developer. And in some cases, I dare to call myself a senior developer, so he says. Since then, I've decided not only am I not a senior, I started to turn back on my development altogether. I wanted to work with people and took several jobs. At the moment, I'm working for myself, both making videos as well as developing again, and it's feeling good. So it's been a bit of a winding road, sometimes revisiting old passions, sometimes new ones. And the third question was looking ahead, what are your current goals? Now that I work for myself, I have more freedom to do what I wish. With my time, I can find funding. If I can find funding, I'd like to take HeroPress to more remote WordCamps, Nepal, Zimbabwe, etc. And I'd like to do a better job showcasing the people down there with video, audio, and photos. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so Topher has done a lot. I mean, I've known Topher for a long time. He's great. His wife, Kate, the daughters, has got 2 girls. They are an amazing family as well. So thanks for that update, Topher. Really appreciate having you give that to us. The second one here is by Devin Walker. So Devin just writes in 3 short little paragraphs here. Since 2016, there have been a lot of changes in my career. Most notably, we decided to sell GiveWP to Liquid Web. And since then, I've been overseeing GiveWP and other brands as well as general manager. We most recently rebranded the iThemes brand to Solid WP, which took almost a year to complete. Excuse me. After 8+ years of building a product-based business, it taught me a lot about myself, the value of focus, how to balance life and career, and how to be healthy and happy at the same time. While I don't have everything figured out yet, I have much more than I did in 2016. That's when he was on. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. He's currently in a transition point in his career right now. I want to build again, he says, and I know what I want to build. I don't know where or who exactly I want to build it with or for who. He helped write and build GiveWP. So that acquisition was made, and he's looking to do something new. Not sure what he's going to do, though. So cool. Thanks, Devin, for that as well. And the third one of the week of this episode is by Marc Benzakein. Oh, yeah, Marc. That's right. Marc's a dear friend of mine as well. I know all these guys. I mean, I know everybody I've interviewed, obviously. But so Marc writes in. Actually, Marc gave me 2 answers for each one of these. One by ChatGPT and the other one by him. So the first one, since last conversation of the podcast, what are some highlights? So ChatGPT wrote in, apparently, since our last conversation of the podcast, my professional journey has been quite eventful and fulfilling. It already sounds like an LLM. So yeah, I'm not going to read all those ones. I'm going to read the real answer. So since the last conversation, we made a difficult decision to shutter ServerPress. If you've been listening to the podcast a long time, you know that I was a huge user of ServerPress, I'm a big fan of it, and they did shutter that. They had been doing it for 10 years, and we concluded that for various reasons, it was time. Once we did that, I decided that I needed some time away from WordPress to figure out what my next move would be. I took a job with the Treasury Department and stayed at it for 6 months. Surprisingly, I enjoyed it there, but was no real room for creativity, so I kept my ears and eyes open for other opportunities. During that time, Matt Coppola of Site District approached me about working with him to help him market their services. I knew that since I had a lot of experience working with web hosts, it would be fairly easy to step into that role. I was wrong. At ServerPress, I had the same experience as users, but with hundreds, if not thousands, of hosts. My time working from the other side of things has been challenging in a good way. Also, Matt has created a platform that's unlike anything else in the managed WordPress space, so the learning curve has been pretty significant and continues. That's kind of cool. What's cool about Site District is the philosophy. It's more that of a collaborative host, not simply a utility. This means we work with you to suit your needs. In fact, as a general rule, before you even sign up, you'll be getting a tour of everything from yours truly in order to be, we are certain to be a good fit for your needs. That's cool. Additionally, this is a long one. I'm okay with that. Additionally, I've been working with the marketing lead for MainWP. Oh yeah. This turned out to be a perfect fit for me as it's a workflow tool for WordPress management. What drew me to them was the fact that they are a non-SaaS model with heavy focus on privacy and security. It's completely self-hosted, which I feel fits well within the mentality of many of the WordPress community. They self-host WordPress. So why not self-host WordPress management? Okay, very cool. What else there? He says the self-hosted WordPress. The team at MEMBERFUL is great because they're lots of fun. They keep up churning out the updates and content. We recently just announced version 5, which is due out very soon, presently being beta tested, and it's going to have some serious game-changing features. That's cool. All right. Also, the second question to him was, in the year since we last spoke, how have you personally and professionally evolved? Any significant milestones? So I'm going to skip the ChatGPT answer, cut right to the real answer. In the years since, I've been able to do a lot of postmortem and reflecting. One of the key conclusions I've come to is that in almost anything, whether it's running a company, working for someone, or dealing with relationships, if you're spending more time reflecting or reacting than you are producing, you're doomed. Reaction is where creativity and progress go to die. Ooh, interesting. In my professional life, I focused on continually learning new skills. With Site District, I've learned more about security and website performance than I ever knew before. With the Treasury, I got proficient in using ServiceNow. And now with MEMBERFUL, I'm relearning how to work with a team of people who can assist me in doing the things I've taken on for myself in the past. Interesting. That is pretty, it's good to know that. It's good reflection. I like that. Thank you for sharing that, Marc. I really appreciate that. And lastly, looking ahead, current goals and aspirations. I'm going to skip ChatGPT. It's a little silly. And the reality, his answer is here. Professionally, my goal is to become a stronger, more beneficial to the companies I represent. In some ways, I'm doing well at this. In others, I'm nowhere near where I think I should be. That's the challenge, isn't it? Having said that, I'm grateful at my age that I'm still able to contribute and learn. On a more personal note, and maybe more transparent than I should be, I am working on devoting focus to a passion of mine, which is the allyship and support of the LGBTQ plus community, specifically its youth. I've been slowly working on a guidebook for parents of queer youth, intended on showing them ways to communicate and love their children, even if they don't understand them. This book is based on my own experience, along with conversations I've had with other parents and their kids. With the suicide rate being so high among this marginalized group, and with much of it coming because of the alienation a child feels from their parents when they come out, I feel that if even one parent reads the book and it changes their approach even slightly, it can make a difference. Whew, yeah. I've known that you've been in that space and working that as well. So again, I definitely thank you, Marc, for sharing that, and kudos to you for taking that on. It's not easy, for sure. So there you go. There are 3 Where Are They Now, read to you by me. Sorry if I messed any of that up, if it was hard to follow. Moving forward, maybe I'll clean those up a bit and get some people can send audio as well, but people wrote in this time. That's fine. If you were interviewed on this podcast in the past 9.5, almost 10 years now, actually, coming up on 10 years, and you want to contribute and I haven't reached out yet, by all means, hit me up, send me answers, or just talk to me, and I would love to have you on the show with your update. That is it for the tip for segment 2. Moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. It is this week's interactive geomaps.com. It's a plugin. I think it's a free and a paid plugin. I was recommended by this one looking at a project. Sally, my project manager, recommended it. It's over at interactivegeomaps.com. There's a free level, like I said, and a paid level. I have no connection to them. Check it out. It's pretty cool, though. I do like it a lot. So neat. So if you're looking for some mapping of some sort and tools, some of the features are pretty cool. Cluster markers, custom image markers, color countries, etc. Check it out. Link in the show notes. All right. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon, KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. You can also, buy me a coffee, also on the website. If you want to sponsor the show, you can do that too. Fill out the form. Thanks again to MEMBERFUL. Thanks for listening. All right. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right. Bye-bye.